Hey everybody, I am back again. So, if you watch my previous video, which will look very similar to this, I mentioned a pickup that I did right before my son's birthday party, excuse me. From, and I think that one was entitled something around the lines of I Heart the 80s. So, this is the second half of this because, again, I wanted to kind of break it up a little bit, get more mileage out of it. But also just, don't want to show too much in one video. It just gets boring. So this one is the other half of what I picked up. A lot of stuff in here that's not from the 80s. There may be one or two, but I mean, you saw the other one. That was some 80s. So anyway, let's get started. No need for long introductions on this one. We already know what's going on. Foreigner. Up until Agent Provocateur, to me, they just kept cranking them out. Double Vision, Hot Blooded, Blue Morning, Blue Day. I mean, this is a good album. This is a good album, kids. Great sound. Obviously you got a huge wall of noise coming out of there for the 6-piece, but back then Graham's vocals were on point. Band had just longevity, so to me that yes, they're pretty common, but to me it's worth picking up. So sweet, I'm very happy to have this one. This is Level Headed, not the one that's on my biggest want list. That's the one with Ballroom Blitz, but just a solid band and willing. Again, what I paid was a crime for some of these, so. Willing to add this one. Had a little bit of water damage there, but I don't play the cover. Record in good condition. Original inner. Coming home. Glad to have it. Styx, The Grand Illusion. This one has the big one being Come Sail Away, obviously, and Fooling Yourself. So I have seen Styx live, and it was on the Kilroy Was Here tour. Fantastic stuff. So, up through Kilroy, I will pretty much pick them up. This one is original inner. It's got a little bit of damage on it, but it's okay. Vinyl's clean, so to me it's one of those 70s bands. It's like Journey. It's like Boston. We kind of all like them. I mean, I know some people don't, but I mean, for the most part, they're all decent stuff. You're probably going to get sick of the radio hits more, but they got some good album stuff. So, and again, to be honest, I probably paid $1 a piece. That's including the stuff you're going to see and the stuff you saw. So, clean copy for $1. We all know this one. This one's got Sarah's Smile. Man, just that blue-eyed soul. But what is up with this cover? Really, guys? What's even funnier, if you've never seen this one or looked inside of it, is the inner. So, obviously, Daryl Hall and John Oates. It's an original press. It's on the silver RCA. But the inner's worth the price of admission. So, you got your lyrics, you got your information about the band and who's playing what. Then you get this gem. Out of what 70s sci-fi porn was that out of? Just saying. It's a damn good thing those guys were awesome, because you'd have seen something like that and you'd have just gotten laughed right back. But talk about some soul. You mentioned Blue-Eyed Soul, and if Daryl Hall and John Oates don't come to mind, I got nothing for you. The King of Long Island, Mr. Billy Joel. Confession. Piano Man is not my favorite song on this album. It's not. Captain Jack is probably one of my all-time favorite songs by Billy. It's Scenes from Italian Restaurant. which is just, you know, you can't argue with that. That's a great song. But Captain Jack, when I saw him live, obviously he's going to close with Piano Man. Nobody was surprised with that. But when I saw him live, it was a Stormfront tour, and he did Captain Jack, and man, I fell apart. I was just, I mean, how do you throw the goats at a Billy Joel concert? I did. You damn right I did. So, I love the man, and I'm trying to rebuild my collection. So I see Billy, you know, even if it's something I may already have, I'm going to pick him up because to me, you just can't have enough Billy Joel. When you get in that mood, you're spinning them. So this one is called The Genius of Jimi Hendrix, and it's on the Trip label. There you go. So here's my thing about a lot of this stuff is there were known recordings that, probably due to some sort of copyright weirdness, a lot of different labels picked up and released as different things. However, this has Red House on it, which is not something you generally see on one of these types of records. You generally see Get That Feeling or stuff like that. And I don't know, I mean, we can probably decipher it and figure out with the internet, like, what was going on with some of those, that you see all these same songs. Now, some of them were songs that he did when he was with the Isley Brothers, and then Little Richard, but, you know, some of that's, it's really bizarre, like the precursor stuff before he was in the Experience. And after he was gone, and then there was the Alan Douglas situation. I mean, so when I see Oddball Jimmy, I pick it up, but I'm always careful about what I pick up. I'm always looking, because I've picked up some things and then not realizing it's the same thing that I already have, just a different cover with the songs in a different order. So I always look for something that's unique about it. And when I saw that Red House was on this, and again, buck a piece, I snagged it. So I know it's not an official release. Some artists I would probably steer clear of those types of things, or just go, it's probably not worth my time, or maybe grab it for like a VCLT. But when I see Hendrix in that, I'm gonna give it a second look or a third look. And when I saw Red House was on this one, I grabbed it. Styx Cornerstone, another Styx classic. It's got that wonderful Cornerstone cover with the words on the, you know, the lyrics on the inside. If I remember correctly, this has got Babe. Yeah, Babe. So, the reason why I mention that is I can't remember the year. Maybe it was 90. Saw Damn Yankees, which was Nikki Blades, Tommy Shaw, and Ted Nugent. And the reason why I mention Babe is Nikki Blades and Tommy Shaw were going back and forth about who was in the wussier band, Styx or Night Ranger. It's kind of funny. Not really true, because both of them had some kick to them. Maybe I give the edge to the Night Ranger on that. But the two of them are going back and forth, and Nikki Blades like, oh, because, you know, Styx was known for being so hard. Babe, I'm leaving. It must be on. I mean, just hams it up. And Tommy Shaw, not to be outdone, says, really? Sister Christian, all the times have come. You know, so we're laughing it up. Here comes Nuge, and he goes, will you two shut the fuck up? And goes right into Free For All. I mean, there you go. So that was worth the price of admission alone. So it's my story on Styx. Other than the fact, like I mentioned earlier, that I saw them. Edgar Winter. I'm going to grab him. I'm going to grab Johnny Winter. So, you know, to me, probably not as important. But again, it was in decent shape. Everybody knows Edgar for, well, you know, Frankenstein and Free Ride and a few others. But, you know, for $1, I'm going to grab it. So this one intrigued me. I picked this one up, and this is the Scratch Band. It just stood out to me, and I thought maybe I knew him, but when I listened, I just gave it a preview and I didn't. But as I started doing my research on this one, I realized this is a 70s band with G.E. Smith. Now, G.E. Smith was, if you don't remember, he was the guitarist and lead band member of the band on Saturday Night Live after Paul Schaefer and the band left to go. Well, Paul Schaefer went on to do David Letterman show, obviously, for a number of years. So after that band cycled out, G.E. Smith in the 80s was a big part of that band. And I know he had been on the circuit for quite some time. So when I sampled this, like I said, I really wasn't too familiar with it. But it's got a lot of different sounds on it. It's got something that's a little bit more punk and a little bit more like new wave. So, I mean, it's like more of an EP. It's like six tracks and stuff like that. But again, I was willing to take a chance on that one, and I was kind of glad I did. You know, some of you may be familiar with that one. So if you are, please. Little Alan Parsons, iRobot. So I picked up, I think it was Pyramid a few weeks back, and I finally had a chance to spin that one. And I gotta say, it's really not his best work. This is the Alan Parsons stuff you want, you know, this or the games people play. That one just felt like it was a soundtrack to a bad 80s sci-fi cop movie. Not bad, but not what you want. This is the Alan Parsons you want. Cover is a little shoddy. I mean, it's got some edgeware, but again, for $1, I couldn't bitch. Not at all. Vinyl's decent, not horrible. So just needs a good cleaning, good cleaning, whatever that the hell is. Shake it up. I mean, this is. Can you really go wrong with the Cars? The answer to that question is no, you cannot. 1 foot in rock, 1 foot in new wave, and they pulled it off perfectly. They really catered to both, and they had just the tiniest bit of that post-punk 80s sound. It was the, you know, they were a perfect marriage of what was to come, and I think that they don't get enough just due. So, if I remember correctly, when I looked this one up, this was I don't think it was, it may have been an original pressing. Maybe it was an early pressing, I don't remember. But sounds great. Glad to have it. So one more for the Cars collection for me. Slowly working my way to getting pretty much everything I need from the Cars. So maybe a couple more. Last one I'm going to show. I saw it, grabbed it, came home and started looking at it, and I was shocked. School's out. Now, before I get too happy, this does not come with the panties or the report card. However, everything else points to this being an original pressing out of the Terre Haute plant. The bottom desk is in pretty good condition and does have original inner. I don't know if you can see that there, so I'm trying to be careful. Vinyl is maybe VG, maybe just a tick above that, maybe a little bit closer to VG plus. Haven't had a chance to spin this yet because I want to give it a really good cleaning. But this pressing, it's up there in price, especially if it's complete. I mean, I was shocked. I figured original pressings would, be okay, but this one by far stands out. So I'm not sure if the mastering on this particular run was better. Really didn't get a chance to dig into it either way, but I mean, I don't generally buy for a resale value. I just, once I log it in, I'm, hey, I'm kind of curious, what would I have to pay for this if I was buying it out of value? And I was shocked. So I'm super glad to have this. And I need so much more Alice. I used to have a bunch on tape, and I, for the life of me, don't know why I got rid of my tape collection. I would kill to have some of that back. But I had a bunch of Alice on tape, and man, this and $1 Billion Babies and and Welcome to My Nightmare. Just, I got to get all that back. So glad to get this back in the collection, and maybe this will light the fire to, as I'm spinning it, to go, I need more, because it's just fantastic stuff. So that's it. 2 videos, about 15 minutes apiece, and I'm done. So again, thank you so much. You people, all my friends, have been so kind and so wonderful. Don't forget to check out my contest. I said something about that in the other video. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, and I'll do an update on that here in a few days. Until then, as we get ready to approach into the July 4th holiday, I don't know if I'll get a video out before then, because, you know, obviously family time and stuff like that. We got some stuff going on at the house. So busy stuff. But in case I don't, have a safe holiday. Go out, have some fun, dig, spend some time with the family, but make sure everybody's safe. A lot of accidents can happen this time of the year on the road, at home with fireworks, whatever the case may be. Just take care of yourselves and be safe. Until then, take care, everybody.